Hi everyone, this is Lisa with Lisa's Coloring Corner. If you're new here, hi and welcome to the channel. And if you're back, welcome back. Today is our color and chat day. So, yesterday I did some flip throughs of Sachin Sachdeva's new coloring books. I said in that video that was gonna have to get this one out and coloring it. And I did. So I had started on picture 1. So I'm going to finish that. I was going to finish this one for the color and chat. I thought, nah, let's go on to the next one. I won't have a problem finishing it. So I'm going to use my favorite in these books, which is the Arteza Inkonics. As usual, I have my colors figured out. I know not everybody likes to do that, but I do. I have my colors out of the case already for those that I was using in here. So let's see. Now we only have 2 colors on this page that are not used. What would be a good color to start with? All right. I see a lot of 4s. Why don't we start with 4, which is red? Of course, we got to have red in a Christmas picture. Okay, so let's zoom in. Not that you really want to watch them color, right? No, don't do that. Okay, now when I first started this one, and I looked at the blank sheet, you know, I had mentioned, I don't know if I think it was in my last week's color and chat, my first one coming back, and I had said something to the effect of, you know, my eyes were doing really good and I was actually seeing 20/20 out of my right eye, the one that had surgery, which was just amazing, but that I was seeing things smaller or farther away in my right eye versus my left eye. Normally isn't too much of a problem, but boy, I tell you, when I first started looking at this, I can tell my right eye is looking at it differently than my left eye. These boxes are bigger with my left eye and smaller with my right eye. So something like this, I can definitely tell a difference. But after I was coloring for a while, it didn't seem to be as much of an issue. But so I'm trying to still make my X's straight. You'll notice that I color kind of slowly in these because I like my X's to look nice, but that's just me. All right, so I'm just going to start up here at the top. And I just hope my head doesn't get in the way because you got to kind of see close up for this. And I don't know, I don't want to hit my camera up here. Or my phone, I should say, because it's right up above me. So, yeah, I mean, I can see this okay, but if I cover up my left eye and I look with my right eye, these 4s and these squares are a lot smaller than if I cover up my right eye. Isn't that crazy? I'm hoping that that resolves itself pretty soon. My eye doctor did say that I guess it takes quite a while for that to simmer down. Now, what he meant by that, I don't know. Is it going to be months? Is it going to be a year? Weeks? Hopefully. I doubt it because it's been, well, it'll be 3 months in about a couple weeks. So it's, say, August, September, October, November. No, it's been 3.5 months already. So, yeah, something tells me it's going to be a little bit yet before that part totally resolves itself. But I guess the fact that I have 20/20 vision in that eye, which is just unbelievable. Even he was impressed. I think he was giving himself a pat on the back saying, damn, I'm good. That's why I was so upset that he's retiring. Or maybe, no, I think he has till next week yet. So I have to see a different doctor, no, not this coming week, but the week after. Talk about him, about my other eye, my left eye, that has that, again, what I call my big white blob, that huge white floater in it. That is really, has been driving me crazy for the past couple of years. Yeah, so hopefully I can get what's called a vitrectomy done in that eye, which isn't going to be near as bad as what all happened with my right eye, but it will involve removing all the vitreous fluid out of that eye, like my right eye, only there's no, detachment to have to worry about, and no retinal tear or anything like that. So it'll just be sucking out the vitreous fluid and probably putting in a fast-acting gas bubble. So I don't know when that'll be done. I may, be away from the channel for however long. Hopefully not too long. Maybe a week or two. Fingers crossed. I've been away so much. And I missed you guys. And boy, oh boy, I want to say thank you again. All these wonderful, wonderful comments. I have been getting all the love I have been feeling from you guys. Oh, just makes my day. Every morning when I open up my YouTube Studio app and I read through the comments and, all the comments, saying, welcome back and, I've missed you and, you have no idea how nice it is to read comments, how good that makes a person feel. So thank you guys so much. And I can tell it in my stats already, my views are going back up and my watch time. You know what was ironic though? This whole while that I have been off, I remarkably have been gaining subscribers yet. It just boggled my mind, but I was. And, I was extremely happy about that. Now that I am putting up content pretty much on a daily basis, I'm losing subscribers. I'm like, oh, what am I doing wrong? But I'm assuming it's maybe that time of the year where people go through and they look and see who they're all subscribed to, and if they find they're not really watching that channel much, they unsubscribe. And that's fine, because otherwise you get so much in your feed, right? I know I do. That it's just not possible to watch all those videos. So I totally understand that. I hope none of you that are watching this unsubscribe. I need you. I love you. You guys are my social connection, put it that way. Because I don't have a social life whatsoever. I don't like going outside the house whatsoever. I just, yeah, I am a homebody to the max. I don't even, and this is, I think I've said it in the past, it's kind of sad to say, but even family functions, just getting ready to go and being away from home, and yeah, it's, I don't know. I don't know why I'm like that, but I know I'm not the only one. I just like to be home in my little safety zone, and depending if it's, immediate family or what it is, sometimes I will even try to think up of an excuse to get out of it. My bad. Ooh, my bad. This is such a pretty red. Does anybody else do that? Please tell me I'm not alone. Please. I know there are many people who have social anxiety, and I don't know if it's necessarily anxiety for me. It's very tiring to me to be in a social setting, to, have to talk and intermingle, even if it is relatives. And I do believe I'm not the only one. So when I do get home from something like that, I'm tired. It's funny how, even Thanksgiving, going with my whole entire family. So it's all my sisters, my brother, their spouses, all their kids. So, and then their kids in some cases. So it's a big gathering. And yeah, it's a lot when you don't get out of the house much. And I shouldn't complain. I know, and please don't take it as such, because I know there are some that would give their right arm to be able to have family to celebrate the holidays with. And I'm so sorry to those of you who have that situation. I don't mean to offend those of you, because I know you're out there. I know this time of the year can be very, very lonely for some, and I am very, very fortunate that I do have the family. I do. Me and my siblings are extremely close. We do not fight. We help each other out if at all possible. My sisters and my brother are the most giving people. If they at all can help me, or, vice versa, we always will. And then I do have my kids and grandkids, so yeah. I do have to say I am extremely lucky in that regard. And my kids, spouses, and grandkids will be over for Christmas, but there too lies anxiety. I'm already stressing out because I don't like people coming over to my house either. I don't like going out, and I don't like having people come in, because I really stress out about the fact if my house isn't perfect. I mean, I spend forever cleaning every nook and cranny of this house for Christmas. Matter of fact, I'm going to be starting to do some probably this next week. I want to get the carpet steam cleaned both downstairs and upstairs. Trying to get that carpet cleaner up the steps is going to be fun. It's a great big one, and I just love it. I got it off of Amazon, and it looks just like the big rug doctors that you can rent, from the stores. I think it's called the Big Green Machine or something like that. It's by Bissell. Oh, it works so well, but it is so heavy. But I don't know if these rugs were ever, the carpets I should say, were ever shampooed before we moved in. Like there's a spot on the carpet here in the office. And I don't know if it is a stain or if it, yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to just steam clean around my big desk and bookcases and stuff and steam clean what I can. Even my great big tempered glass mat, it's huge. It goes all the way under my big desk, all the way back. I don't know how many pounds that thing cost, but it took me forever to get it out of the box. I had to move stuff out of the way to get that thing down here. The guy that delivered it actually carried it in here for me, which was so nice of him. He definitely didn't have to do that. But yeah, so that would stay put. I really regret not vacuuming the darn carpet though before I put it down. Didn't even think of it. And I ain't moving it now. I should at some point in time, because with me sitting on here, you know, you're just pushing that tempered glass into the carpet more and more, and if there was any dirt on there, yeah, I'm sure it's down into the padding by now. I mean, the whole room was vacuumed, but then, you know, moved the desk in and everything else, so I'm sure there are things that are under that. So we'll see. That is not going to get done before Christmas. But you know, some things just doesn't pay to clean now. Like, well, I'll still be deep cleaning the bathrooms before Christmas. But, you know, scrubbing up floors and scrubbing up the stove real good, and, you know, dusting. All the IRL stuff that we like to ignore. IRL meaning in real life stuff. I used to always say, yeah, I gotta go do all that adulting stuff, you know, like cleaning stuff. I like the word IRL or letters IRL better than saying adulting. That just doesn't sound good. So, yeah, I always say IRL now. I heard that in the diamond painting community, and I don't know if that's where it originated or not, but I'm like, I like that. I'm going to use that. So it's nothing I thought up of, that's for sure. It says joy. That's what I love about these. Not only doing the little X's, but how the picture just starts forming. Same with this here one. It's like, gosh, I started this and it's like, what in the world? This here thing, when I started with the dark green, it's like, what is that going to be? Well, then I put in the other greens and, you know, and then the yellows. It's like, okay, now I see. Oh, and I see these are going to be candles. So, yeah, that's turning out cute. And it does use all the colors over here. So much fun. Love it. And I'm going to be getting, I'm not sure when I'll be receiving it, Belba Family's newest 3-color coloring book. So we may, because I don't know if I will do that one on camera, though, because it would be just like this one. With the X's. So I think next week we will pick a different Christmas book. Yeah, I had mentioned too when I did flips yesterday of Sally Berry's Advent Calendar coloring book and Sachin's Advent coloring book that I was going to maybe try to catch up and, you know, color in those every day. Yeah, that is not going to happen. Not going to happen. I was already behind, and there's just no way I'm gonna, oh boy, Bella, nobody's here. Nobody's here. I promise. Bella, Bella. Shh, I'll be right back. Well, I think she's done. I think. She's not sure either. She must have heard a car door slam, or anytime a car goes slow past the house. Even if a truck goes by that just resembles the shape of a FedEx or UPS truck, that'll do it too. And it could be like an appliance delivery truck or electric truck or, yeah. I tell Bob, I says, she's just protecting us. Because he gets so upset with her when she barks. Or when she growls like that and just goes, "Arr." He yells at her, and I said, she's only growling. She's just "Arring." It's the barking that hurts the ears. Oh my gosh. She scares the crap out of me sometimes. I'll be sitting there diamond painting or coloring, or last night I spent a number of hours after recording all day, editing and getting links and thumbnails and uploading. And I was in the middle of doing that. All of a sudden she starts barking. Or this morning too. I was coloring on that page. And yeah, she started barking. And I'm surprised I don't have a whole line going up my coloring page. There have been a couple times in when I was coloring in the Patterns coloring book, and I'll show you that at the end of the month. Yeah, there were a couple of times when she'd start barking and I'd go like that. So there are a few boo-boos on some of them pictures, but I did finish another coloring book. I did. My other, well, if you've been with me for a while now, a couple of years ago, I had finished, there's volumes 1, 2, and 3 of the Color and Create pattern books, my favorite. They were my very first pattern coloring books, and I just fell in love with them. So, volume 1 I had completed quite a while ago, and I did a flip of that. Now I completed volume 2, and I also worked in volume 3. I have a number of pages to go yet in volume 3. I must have a good, I don't know, dozen or more yet in there. So that one will not be getting finished anytime soon, because I have so many other pattern books I love too. And I have not been showing them enough love lately. Because you know I love my David Hinken Jr. series of pattern books too. Oh, love them. I think there's, 16 volumes? And yeah, love those too. And I haven't colored out of those in ages. I have just been on such a color by number kick. Or now, when I've been off these past 3 months, just the one color coloring books. All of the lines coloring books. And I think I finished, how many did I complete? I really don't know. 3, 4, 5 books maybe? I don't know. So I have a number of coloring books that I finished. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that video sometime this month. And then at the end of the month, when I show you what I've all colored in the past, 4 months, you will have seen that video already. So I would just flip through those pictures relatively quickly, just for those who maybe didn't see this video that I'm going to be recording now about my completed coloring books. I mean, like I said, the vast majority of them are just one color coloring. I mean, nothing too fancy. But they are still a completed coloring book, right? And, you know, that's the way to do it. If you really want to get any of your coloring books completed, you just stay in that one coloring book and you color one page after another after another. Otherwise, if you have a big collection like me, you never get a book done. Because I hop from book to book to book. There's always new books coming in, whether it's books I bought, books that are sent to me, new supplies that are either sent to me or I've bought. I did mention in my coloring chat about I think it was in my coloring, oh no, the Ohuhu swatching video that I just put up this morning with the 36 set of skin tone markers. If anybody wanted to see swatching of the new 320 brush set of Ohuhu markers that came out last month. Oh my gosh, this is just the video for interruptions. Just a minute. Oh, Bob must have got it. Okay, I don't have to stop and restart. When I always say I pause the video, it's actually ending that recording, starting a new recording. So when I get it into the editor, I have to piece them all together and hopefully in the right order. So it's always nice when I don't have to pause and don't have to worry about it. But I can hear him in there talking to somebody, so it might be his sister. She likes to call on the landline rather than his cell phone, which she knows his cell phone number. I don't know why she calls on the landline. Otherwise, that landline is not used much unless it's a spam call. A lot of those. But I've been getting a lot of those on my cell phone, too. They're really getting sneaky, aren't they? Because it'll look like it's from our area code, and sometimes even our cities 4 or 3-digit, you know, so it'll have our area code and then the first 3 digits from Marathon here. So it looks like it's a local call too, and it's not. Bob a number of times has done a callback to it, and immediately it says that number is no longer a working number. So it's like, what the heck? Yeah. These people are really getting ridiculous. Especially with the Medicare. Now you're supposed to have your Medicare decisions made before, what is it? Next week, I think. So hopefully some of the calls and commercials will stop. But I know you still, under certain circumstances, can still switch out your Medicare plans. And yeah, so we've been getting a lot of calls for that. Or your car insurance extended warranty has expired. It's like, I never had one to begin with. Bob will get one for student loans. He's 70 years old. He says, I don't have any student loans. I've never had a student loan. I said, I just hang up on him. My daughter likes to mess with him, though. It's really funny. She'll tell me some of the stuff she'll say to him, and they end up hanging up on her. I said, I got to remember some of this stuff she does. Oh, man. You know, that's what more people should do. You know, what happened to this do not call list that you're supposed to be able to register at? I haven't heard about that lately. And I thought they had passed more laws where they couldn't do so many of these robocalls. Well, I don't know. We sure are getting them yet. Very irritating. Especially when you're trying to take a nap and your phone keeps ringing. Oh, yes. So, well, that's enough jibber jabbering about absolutely nothing. Tomorrow is the day that Bob and I go to Madison. I think in last week's Color and Chat, I might have said December 6th. And I think I was just thinking that because that's my sister's birthday. Now we have Christmas. There's some more fours here, but let's change to a different color. So, yeah, we travel down. We have to leave bright and early. I see some 2s and 3s in here. So we have red, brown, and light brown. So let's go to number 2, red, brown, 118. I don't have these pulled. 118. Where are you? There we go. Okay, so this is number 2. So, yeah, we leave tomorrow morning. And thank heavens, this time it's on the east, in the East Hospital, rather than the West Hospital, because Madison's big enough, they need an East and a West. But the East Hospital is right off the interstate, so it only, instead of 2.5 hours, only takes a little over 2 hours to get to. So that's not, it's a half hour less anyhow. So then Bob will go in for his swallow test, and hopefully he won't cough. Because that'll all determine whether he can continue without a feeding tube, and yet that the surgery he had worked. So it all hinges on this swallow test tomorrow, whether he's going to have the big major surgery or not. So the appointment is at 9:45. So I guess it's not too bright and early that we have to leave. We're going to leave at 7:30, so that's not too bad. Take a shower again tonight because I've said it before and I'll say it again. I am not a morning person. So I always take my showers the night before. Bob, however, he can hop up out of bed and, immediately go into the bathroom, take his shower, and, he's a morning person. I just sit there and look at him like, huh? No way. To think I used to do that every morning when I worked. Lay in bed as long as you could, hit the snooze. Anybody else like that? Get up when I would have to, because I just was never a breakfast eater. I knew how long it took me to get ready. Take a shower, blow dry your hair, put your makeup on. Well, get dressed first, and I'd always have my clothes and my jewelry, because I always had to have everything match. So my clothes, my jewelry, and what pair of shoes. The only thing I wasn't big on and didn't collect was handbags or purses. I didn't care about that. I know a lot of people collect those too. That was just one of the few fashion accessories I didn't collect. I had a whole bunch of belts and jewelry, and I loved having earrings and necklaces and bracelets all match. Yeah, I'm a very matchy person. I must have had 50 pair of, I loved my high heel ankle boots, my dress boots. And I had them in just about every color imaginable to match all my business suits. Oh, yes. Kind of miss dressing up. I loved dressing up in suits and, made me feel good for some strange reason. But I don't miss having to get up every morning and get my butt in gear. 'Cause yeah, now I don't wear makeup at all. Last time I wore makeup was my daughter's wedding. Time before that was my son's wedding, which was 5 years ago. Number 3 is a light brown, 178. And that's not it. Let's see, where's my light brown? Oh, sure. No, I won't find it. Might have to skip it for now, because 178. Yeah, I'll look for it later and do that one. So let's do, here we have some savons. That's the dark green. I did that on the other picture, so we can do savons. So yeah, keep all your fingers crossed. You guys have been awesome about, thoughts and prayers for Bob, and we appreciate it so much. So I know everything's going to go fine tomorrow. He, he's been having a push around that stupid, what do you want to call it? Well, it looks like an IV pole is what it looks like, because it has a hook on the top, which the plastic bag hangs from, and that's where he dumps his 5 cartons of formula into, that is, enriched with all the vitamins and minerals and calories and everything else, protein, everything you need to sustain life. And I can tell he's feeling so much better on that versus when he kept coughing so bad every time he drank, because, of course, he was getting so dehydrated. And, the one time he actually had to go into the hospital, they had to give him an IV of fluids. And then the other time he actually had pneumonia because he wasn't able to cough it all out of his lungs, and he ended up with sepsis, and I talked about that already. I am just shocked he hasn't had pneumonia again since then. But, he would be coughing constantly. So, the one good thing about all that coughing is he did keep it out of his lungs enough to the point where, he didn't get the pneumonia again. But you gotta be humorous about the situation somewhat, right? So I call his pole his dancing partner. And I said, time to get your dancing partner out. And he says, is it waltz time or polka time? I said, I'm getting jealous. I said, she's much skinnier than me. But I said, she's an old bag because of the bag that hangs up on the top. Oh, Bob even smiled at that one. She's nothing but an old bag. Yeah, like I said, gotta find humor in it. Yeah, no. Yeah. Otherwise, drive yourself crazy, And Bob too, he's always of the attitude where it is what it is. Can't change it, so we just must move forward. And boy, I wish I had that attitude, because I am always the what if, worrier. What if this happens? What if that happens? But not him. You just take it as you go. So I do the worrying for both of us. I don't let him see that, of course, but That's why I guess I crack the jokes and make light of it. Yeah, so, but we're all doing okay. And we'll be doing even better after tomorrow. Once Bob knows that he can start eating again. So I'm making a dish tonight because we're assuming, even if he does get that tube out, or I should say when he gets that tube out, right? When. That he probably will have to eat some softer foods, to start off with. So I said, well, how about if I make something with pasta, that's cooked real well, not al dente. I don't like al dente anyhow. I like my noodles nice and soft, not where they're firm yet. So, but I will make sure, that they're really nice and soft for him. And then I didn't want to make anything with like bigger, pieces of chicken or, I thought something with hamburger or, well, I just had a hamburger casserole this last week, but, so I said, well, how about something with ground Italian sausage that has a little bit more, flavor than just plain hamburger? And he thought, yeah, that sounds good. So I found what sounds like a really good recipe online. It's made with penne pasta. And you make kind of your own tomato sauce, and you put that in there, and mozzarella cheese, and you bake it. So I'll make that tonight. And oh Lord, I tell you, I hate eating in front of him. I'll walk in the living room and I'll hide my plate like this, hide it, look at him. He goes, you don't have to hide it. I says, I know, but I feel so guilty. Then after I'm done eating something, he'll go, so did it taste good? No, tasted like crap. I said, it was so bitter and disgusting, you didn't miss anything. I said, I don't know why I'm forcing myself to eat this junk. He just smiles. Because before I realized what he was doing, I'd say, yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, no, it tasted like crap. So tonight I'll say something about, oh, no, it was awful. I added way too much salt. But then, hopefully, he'll be able to eat it tomorrow night. So, yeah. Fun times. Fun times. So, I have exciting news. You know how much of a Wrangler, oh my God, a Randall Spangler, that was a good one, a Randall Spangler fan I am, right? If you've been with my channel for any period of time, you know that I absolutely adore Randall Spangler's diamond paintings from Diamond Art Club. You can only get them from Diamond Art Club. So for those of you who diamond paint, if you ever see his anywhere else, they are stolen images. The only place you can get, other than Diamond Art Club, that you can get his patterns are on Heaven and Earth Designs, and that's cross-stitch patterns. But as far as diamond paintings, only from Diamond Art Club. They exclusively have the rights to his diamond paintings, and he has many with them, and I have them all. But that's not the exciting part. The exciting part is he's coming out with a coloring book with his draglings. And he has it completed. He's working with his assistant, and he's not quite sure. He's hoping it will be out before the end of the year. And he's thinking they're going to be working with Amazon. He said he's never done anything like this, so he's not sure how, the Amazon print on demand and all of that works. I'm kind of hoping he has it available on his website too. Of course, it'll be more expensive, but it would be on better paper. So I don't know if, and if it's available first on Amazon or his site. I don't know. Don't know any of that. But that was in every week in November on Mondays. There was a live for the Randall Spangler event that I was a part of. And we had Randall Spangler himself every week in the live, which was really nice. He is the nicest guy. Oh. And then we get to watch him every week working on one of his pictures. So you get to see it from start to almost finish. He watercolors first, and then he goes with Prismacolor over the top for the details. Oh, it is just so neat to watch the process. Oh my gosh. And so in last week's live, 2 weeks ago, he was talking about this coloring book. And I'm like, oh, wow. He does have jigsaw puzzles out too. I have a couple of them. Haven't gotten around to setting them yet because I'm kind of limited on space with regard to jigsaw puzzles. I like to set up a table in the living room, but living room is so small. The jigsaw puzzles are 1,000 piece puzzles, so they're not the biggest, but still kind of big for a table in there. So, I don't know. I don't know how or when I'm going to get to set my Randall Spangler puzzles. But isn't that exciting? Coloring book of the Draglings. Oh, it's going to be so cute. Now, I'm not going to feel like I'll do him justice, though, because I have done so many of his diamond paintings and whatnot, and they're just so gorgeous. I'll be intimidated to color a picture. But, I just have to tell myself they don't have to be stunning pieces of artwork like his. They can even be just simple colors. It doesn't even have to be blended together and stuff. But, of course, I'm going to want to, get out the pencils. And on Amazon paper, alcohol marker works really well. It's kind of thirsty paper, but it works really well. It, spreads the ink out a little, so if you have thinner lines, you have to, watch that a little bit. But it's not the best paper, with regard to, really coloring nicely with colored pencils. And different pencils work better on Amazon paper, of course, than others and whatnot, so we shall see what happens. I'm going to kind of keep an eye on his website and just check it out periodically for any updates. Or in the Facebook group, we have one called Draglings and Books. And Randall is quite active in that group. So I'll kind of keep an eye on that one too. See if there's any updates posted, because he did come out with a second storybook, and they're like children's books. They are so cute, and he has a whole bunch of pictures in there of his drawings. Many of them are diamond paintings. Some of them aren't. This last one was called From A to D, I think, for Dragling, and so it goes through the alphabet. I mean, it's perfect for a young child to read it to. So they're so cute. So yeah, I'm very, very excited about that. So how's everybody doing with Christmas? Who all has their Christmas tree up? Show of hands. Not me. Nope, nope. I'm not doing anything till, we know how Bob's going to be. Plus, the fact that where I put the tree is kind of hard to get at, number one. Because when we rearranged the living room, I didn't think it out too well. So we have the couch that comes up to here along the wall, along the windows, which are here. Well, then Bob's chair is right here. So we have this little corner in here, and that's where I put the Christmas tree. But right now he has an end table on the side of his chair. And that would have to be removed. And it's dual layered. So he has quite a bit of stuff on there. The vast majority of stuff, though, he doesn't really touch. He doesn't really need there. But he likes to have his laptop there, understandably, because he goes on it quite often. If he wants to see something bigger than, what's on his phone. I says, oh, gosh, where can we put the laptop so that it's handy for him yet? So I said, well, depending how far back I can push, the tree, there may still be room to put a smaller temporary table there for you just to put the laptop on. So we'll see. Because I don't put Christmas presents and stuff under there until like Christmas Eve, with the kids coming Christmas morning usually. So his, if we find something to put on the side there, he'd be able to keep it there until Christmas Eve. Is that all the sevens? I'll be really surprised if I found them all, because as I talk, I don't even think about what I'm doing. Yeah, so we got this here. There's some sevens down here, but let's see what's inside of here. We have number 9s, which is a light green. I have that one out too. So you have your decorations up. You got outside decorations, lights or anything. I am really warm because I put this extra. I was so cold this morning. This thing is so heavy and warm and snuggly. But no, I'm getting warm. Surprisingly, I want to get a little heater for under this desk because I'm right by the window. I have to keep slippers on because it gets cold in this corner here. But yeah, with this heavy thing on, whew. Anyhow, I don't know how I started talking about that. We have a few decorations outside. We have 2 bigger deer, and they're animated. One, the buck puts his head up and down, and then the doe turns her head, or vice versa, one or the other. All in white lights, and then on the other side of the house is, it's a couple of smaller deer, and then Santa's sleigh behind it, so it's like the deer are pulling the sleigh. And that's right out in front of our living room window. But, oh yeah, and then this year we got out I should say Bob. Bob did this all. It's a blow-up penguin with a Santa hat on, and I forgot what else. But he's all decked out for Christmas, and it just has the blower inside, so you plug it in and it blows up. I thought it was something you had to manually blow up. No. Oh, that's good. But I have to laugh because all of this is set on a timer. So it comes on, everything comes on about 5 o'clock. And then I think Bob has the timer set to go off at, I don't know, 10:30, something like that. And so when it goes back off, of course, the penguin deflates. Now, one morning I went out there to take Bella out potty, And I had to laugh because this penguin looked like it was out on a good one the night before. Because it had deflated so that its head was just kind of flipped over, tipped over the front of its little penguin feet and stuff. It looked like it was in rough condition. Yeah, it tied a good one on the night before. It was really hungover. It was funny. I told Bob, I says, I think our penguin has a hangover. He says, why? I says, go look at it. So he had taken Bella out the next time. I said, you look at the penguin? Oh, no. I said, well, he's got a hangover. Looks pretty funny. So yeah, don't have much else up. I want to have Bob help me get everything up from the basement, but again, want to wait till after tomorrow's appointment and just see how that goes. Because, oh boy, if it's not good news, I'm not sure. Again, Bob is just, take it as it go kind of attitude, but he's really getting sick of all this. And I tell you, I would have been so sick of it a long, long time ago. This has been going on for over 4 years. This, that, and the other thing. So, he is a very, very strong man for going through everything he has and not really complaining. Bless his heart. So I will definitely let you know how everything went in next weekend's Color and Chat. Because, of course, nothing's going to go wrong where I won't be doing a Color and Chat, right? That's right. So, of course, that's pretty much all that's been on our minds lately. All this last week, he's been counting down the days. 4 more days. 3 more days. Poor guy. Because then he has to crush up all his meds in the medicine crusher and mix it with water, suck it up in a syringe, and then inject it in his tube that goes, down his nose. Yuck. He has to do that twice a day. And if his feeding runs out at 3 in the morning, he usually times it so that it runs out like between 5 and 6, because he has to immediately get up and flush that out. Found that out the hard way. One morning he didn't. He just laid in bed for, maybe another half an hour. Yeah, that tubing got all plugged up. And I guess he had one hell of a time trying to get that unplugged. He finally managed to do it somehow, but yeah, so learned the hard way. You have to flush that out right away. So yeah, it's just really been something else for him. But, okay, enough of that. Gotta talk about happy things. I did talk about the 320 set of oh-hoo-hoos, right? I am going to try to get that video up. I'm going to try to get it recorded this week. For 2 reasons. Number 1, I want to get the finalized color chart done soon so that I can start using them. Number 2 is I had a subscriber request it because she is, I think it was a she, debating up between sets, and she was thinking of getting this set, but then had a question whether all the skin tones are included in this set. I wasn't sure, but now I am pretty sure that not all of them are included in this 320 set, which is so stupid. It's supposed to be their huge, all-inclusive 320 set of markers. And I think it contains most of the skin tones, but I think there are a few in that 36 set that are not included. Like I said, so dumb. All of the pastels, I believe, are, because they have a pastel set, a gray set. What else? The skin tone set. And I believe all the grays and the pastels are all included. Good God, the grays better be included, because there are so many grays in this set. I mean, they have your warm grays and cool grays, but then they have red grays, green grays, blue grays, red grays, you name it. If you like grays, boy, this is the set for you. I am not a huge gray person. That didn't sound right. I mean, I color with grays once in a while, and I know some people like using grays for shading and undertones and whatnot, but holy guacamole, I don't think a person needs that many. Of course, a lot of marker sets has a lot of grays. Look at Copic, you know, and Copic is for artists. And I'm sure artists do use all those different grays. There is a reason for all the different tones and whatnot of grays and shades and stuff. I personally don't use them. So therefore, they shouldn't have them in there. I mean, they never asked me. Yes, I'm that important. Not. All right. What else? Not much. I think I'm probably about an hour in anyhow. Not sure, because I had to pause, so. Okay, we have some 9s up here. God, when I first put my marker down, I'm like, shaky, I hate that. Drives me crazy. My head's not in the way, is it? Good. Yeah, I got making this video a little late because I had to watch my Packers. They played at noon against the Bears. The Bears are our biggest rivalry. I think it's the biggest rivalry in the whole entire NFL. Because it's gone on for a long time. And I'm sorry if there's any Chicago Bear fans out there. And Packers have had just such an awful year. We haven't had a year this bad. Oh my gosh. I don't know since when. Oh, holy heaven. But we won last week. We won against Dallas Cowboys, which was really a shocker. And we have beat the Bears at the Bears Stadium, Soldier Field, forgot how many times in the past few years. We haven't lost against them there. And I kept saying to the announcers, quit saying that, you're going to jinx it, Right off the bat, Bears get a field goal. Then Bears get a touchdown. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I can see where this game's going. And can't remember what the score was by halftime. It was not looking too good. And I'm like, maybe I should just go start recording. But I'm glad I didn't. Boy, they did a turnaround in like the fourth quarter. We had how many unanswered points? Was it like 17 or 8? 17, 2 touchdowns maybe and a field goal. I can't remember for sure. Without the Bears scoring at all. And we ended up winning. Yes. And the Bears had the ball, and there was only a minute something to go. And if they would have gotten a touchdown and would have gotten the onside kick and scored, they could have won. I mean, it was still kind of a long shot, but they could have. But we intercepted it. So that was a done deal. That ended the game. Yay. So then I'm like, okay, I better get going and record my video. Yes, I am a huge Packer fan. Even though they really are not doing good this year. We still love our Packers. I think this is the last year we'll have our Aaron Rodgers, our quarterback, for those of you who don't follow football. And, I mean, he's been so awesome for us, and he's been the MVP of the National Football League, NFL, for a number of times, because he's so good. But he's just not as good this year. Well, the whole team isn't. It's not just him. He's kind of throwing off, too, but we lost a lot of key players, too. Why, there's got to be another 9 over here. That looks really dumb, just sitting there. Am I missing it? 9, right? Yeah. I'll find it as I do the rest. All right. So, well, I think that's about all I have to talk about. We got some done, right? So yeah, I'll definitely be finishing this on my own. I won't have a problem at all. I'm going to go and make supper. I was going to try and do some flip-throughs yet tonight, and I'm just like, By the time I make supper and eat supper, I still have a bunch of other videos from yesterday to edit and make thumbnails and upload, and now I'll have this one, and I'm like, I think I'll just work on them. We'll see if I get enough energy. Like I said, I really want to record that Ohuhu 320 set, though, this week. But I'm doing the Advent diamond painting event and another diamond painting Christmas event. So I do have to work on them, and I haven't worked on color charts in ages, and I have another huge project I want to get working on, and it's just never a dull moment. But it's better than having absolutely nothing to do. I don't know what I'd do without my crafts. Between coloring and diamond painting. Yes, and I go back and forth. Sometimes I'm in a huge coloring mood, and I just color. And lately, I've just been in a huge diamond painting mood for like the past, I don't know, month or two. Well, yeah, I guess half and half. But yeah, I've just been loving them both. So, okay, I'm just rambling. Okay, thank you so much for watching this color and chat. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button on your way out and leave any questions, comments, or concerns down in the comment section below. I love reading through your comments. They always make me feel so good. I'm going to answer any of your questions to the best of my ability, and if I don't know the answer, I will try to find it out for you. If you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so. I hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend, or I should say, has had a fantastic weekend. I'll see you in my next video, and as always, happy coloring. Bye, guys.